Shalom, all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone, and salutations to I can teach all truth and sincerity. Um, this is gonna be called Aliens Not Coming. Our Power Is. Basically, gonna be called the name of this video gonna be called Aliens Are Not Coming. Our Power Is. Because Yahweh is gonna come with innumerable amount of chariots. I basically seen a video recently of I'm talking about that Esau has built a new telescope that can go and discover and explore the different galaxies, and or the outside of our galaxy was the Milky Way galaxy. And from that discovery, from their short time research, the research they have discovered, um, they have uncovered that there are uh, a lot of different objects that were flying um, near our solar system, and in sequence, basically in a formation which was sequenced. If that's the right word, Salaki. If it's not, I'm trying to think of the right word. But basically, um, they're in a they're all moving in unison, in order, and they're heading towards Earth, and they're making their way to the Earth. In a, what's the word, a organized fashion. Um, and if I could find that video, I would show it. But I'm just gonna go to the scriptures and go from there. This is Psalms chapter 104, and I'm gonna read verse 1. It says, "Bless Yahweh, O my soul, O Yahweh my power. Thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty. Who covereth um, who coverest thyself with light as with a garment, who stretcheth out the heavens like a curtain, who layeth the beams of his chambers, and the waters, who maketh the cloud his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind." Because in the heavens, um, Yahushua and the angels are stretching out the heavens like a curtain. You know, those those different planets out there are going to be inhabited by the Israelites. Those are many mansions out there in those different galaxies out there in the heavens. It's gonna be stretched out like a curtain, and we're gonna explore those areas up there, those different planets, those different galaxies, different dimensions, and places that have no time. I read verse and we're gonna explore those places in a chariot of Israel, which are the so-called UFOs, the UAPs, but they're the chariots of Israel. Those are the vehicles that the angels are using to come, to go back and forth from the third dimension to the fourth dimension. You know, I'm gonna go to verse 4. It says, "Who maketh his angel spirits, his ministers as flaming fire, his ministers a flaming fire, who layeth the foundations of the earth, that it should not be removed forever." It says, "Thou coverest Thou coveredest it with a deep as a garment. The waters stood above the mountains. At thy rebuke they fled. At the voice of thy thunder they hastened away. They go up by the mountains. They go down by the valleys upon the place which thou hast found for them. And I'm gonna skip a little bit to uh, I'm gonna go to Isaiah 26 and verse 20, and then I'm gonna go to Revelations. This is Isaiah because it's all about the chariots of Israel. And this Isaiah 26 verse 20, it says, "Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee, and hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the igni- indignation overpass." And you know, the children of Israel, the election of nation Israel, are gonna go into those chariots and be preserved from the second death, until the earth stops shaking. And that's when they're going to come down off those chariots and establish the kingdom of heaven on earth, and gather all the nations and put them in captivity. And, you know, because Yahushua is coming with the innumerable amount of chariots. He's coming with the big father ship, and he's going to come with the other chariots, which are going to have the angels of the Lord in them. Um, Dang, I don't know why this thing keeps doing this. I'm gonna go to Revelations, um, chapter 1, because the chariots of Israel are considered clouds. They call them clouds. Um, and that's what they called. It was called a cloud. In I believe in Acts or John. um when it said that's how Yahushua's gonna come back. He's gonna come back on a cloud, but he's gonna come back in a chariot, a big chariot that's gonna block out the sky, and he's gonna lift up the election nation of Israel into that big chariot. Um, and that's the you know, and chariots are considered clouds. So this is Revelation chapter 1 verse 7. It says, "And behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen." Yeah, because he's coming to judge the earth. To judge the nations and 2/3 of Israel, and um, bring salvation, deliverance to the righteous, the election nation of Israel.